If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, how can a shy introvert survive at a top B school like Answer by Chiran Singh. I am both an introvert and a shy person, and I graduated from in 2010. I did decently well in academics, top 1/3 of the bachelor, rank 92 out of around 290, first year performance. We don't have comparative data for second year, and flunked social life. While class performance, CP, we used to call it, impacts one's academic performance, it is not a very significant factor, constituting 10% 20% of the grades. I don't think my CP marks were ever good, but what pulled my scores down more significantly was not CP but group projects. Since I was a shy person who didn't used to speak much in the classes, and many a time when I spoke, I didn't make a lot of sense, in a lot of cases because of nervousness. The groups it had preferred to be a part of didn't prefer me. I think so. I never even asked them. Why? Because I was shy, and shy means fear of disapproval. Since I feared rejection, I didn't even try. However, my performance on tests and quizzes covered, to some extent, shortcomings in other academic areas. As far as social life is concerned, I had almost none. I didn't participate in any clubs or class activities. I had a small group of friends with whom I usually hung out. My social circle was thus extremely limited. One of the main reasons I didn't interact with others was that I was shy, afraid of disapproval. What would they think of me? I was always afraid of being judged. Besides, the fact that I was a non-smoker, non-drinker, and vegetarian also precluded some social opportunities. So, what did I get out of my 2 years at EMA? A lot. I think those 2 years were 2 of the best years of my life. I know I could have learned much more if I wasn't as shy as I was, but so what? I still learned a lot. Even though my grades could have been better, I still got decent grades. In any case, who cares about grades? Now, more than 6 years after I graduated from EMA, grades are not important at all. What matters is learning. And yes, I learned a lot, even within my constraints. EMA opened up my mind nobody or no institution ever did. It forced me to think deeply, even more deeply, and even more deeply. It encouraged me to ask questions. There, I got to know the value of curiosity, again. I used to ask a lot of questions in my school time. I used to love science and math. However, as college progressed, my mind started shutting down. The curiosity was not valued, it was almost all rote learning. Here are the definitions and formulae you'll be asked in the exam. Remember them and do well on the exams. But from where did those formulae come? Nobody cared. But I used to care. However, as time progressed, I started asking fewer and fewer questions. CAT, entrance test forums, helped in keeping me mentally agile to some extent. However, it was EMA that conveyed with full force that curiosity has its own value. Keep asking questions. Go deeper and deeper. These were the messages conveyed in the classrooms, not always directly but always through the way the classes were conducted. For the first time in my life, I saw so many passionate teachers together. Brilliant and passionate. They asked me, us, to think, to look at things from different perspectives, to ask questions. Wow. They were in the business of educating, in the business of growing people's minds. At one point, I thought that people who go to Tier 2 or -3 institutes would never know what MBA actually means. Such people might be told textbook definitions of leadership and this or that models of management, but to evaluate such definitions and apply those within different contexts, I'm not sure how many would be asked to do. I can write on and on about the awesome experience I had at EMA. It opened up unseen realms of thinking. It taught me how to think more deeply. It taught me that asking questions was the way to learn. I'm sorry for diverting from the original question, but I think my answer wouldn't be understood within the right context if I didn't provide these additional details. Coming back to the question, I think it is not very difficult to survive or even thrive. And you should never forego this opportunity just because you may not be able to perform well academically or socially. Performance aside, you'll learn a lot. And isn't that enough?